I showed up for Christmas, but Mom said, "Sorry, I think you have the wrong house." Shocked, I left. Minutes later, my brother called. "Don't be upset, but you know we couldn't let you in." I replied, "Understood." He forgot to hang up. He still thinks helping with rent means he's automatically included. I canceled rent, blocked cards, and by morning, there were 61 missed calls. I was shivering on the doorstep, my breath misting in the icy air, fingers numb even inside my gloves. I knocked once, then rang the bell. Christmas lights twinkled from the windows, laughter spilled out like warm honey, muffled but unmistakable. My mother's shadow flickered behind the glass, and a second later, the door swung open. "Sorry, I think you have the wrong house," she said, her voice smooth, her face calm. I blinked. "Mom, what are you talking about?" Her expression didn't change. "I'm sorry, I don't recognize you." "Are you serious?" "It's me." The door clicked shut. No slamming, just a firm, final shut. I stood there, the cold biting through my coat, the sting reaching somewhere deeper. For a moment, I thought it was a joke, some cruel, twisted prank. But then I heard it, the muffled laughter, the clinking of glasses, the warmth of family cheer bleeding through the walls. I stumbled back, turned to leave, but my phone buzzed in my pocket. My brother's name flashed on the screen. I answered, my voice tight. "Don't be upset," he began, his tone somewhere between pity and irritation, "but you know we couldn't let you in." "What?" I whispered, still staring at the glowing windows, my vision blurring. "You know how things are, okay? It's complicated. Just please don't make a scene." "A scene?" My voice cracked, and I heard someone's muffled voice in the background. "He still thinks helping with rent means he's automatically included." Silence. Cold, crushing silence. I hung up without another word. My breath came in short, angry bursts, clouding the freezing air. I stood by my car, staring at the house I had helped save last year when Dad was behind on the mortgage, the house where I'd covered utilities, groceries, even Christmas gifts when Mom's budget was tight. And they shut me out, not just shut me out, acted like I didn't exist. My hands were steady as I unlocked my phone. I tapped the banking app, thumb hovering just a second before I started. First, the automatic transfer for their rent, cancelled. Next, the joint account where I sent money for emergencies, gone. The secondary card I'd given my brother to help with gas, blocked. Each click felt like a door slamming shut. I didn't feel a single flicker of guilt, only a cold, clear sense of finality. By the time I drove away, my phone was vibrating like a heartbeat, the screen lighting up with call after call, Mom, Dad, my brother, even my aunt, probably thinking I was overreacting. But I didn't answer. I didn't even look. By morning, I had 61 missed calls, and I felt nothing. I wasn't always the outsider. For most of my life, I was the fix-it kid, the one who stepped in whenever there was a crisis. When Dad's job was restructured 3 years ago, it was my paycheck that kept the house from slipping into foreclosure. When Mom's emergency dental surgery came up, it was my card they swiped. My brother, Adam, barely out of college, was always figuring things out, but I never complained because that's what family did, right? You helped, and I was good at helping. I got a steady job straight out of college, climbed the ladder fast. While they called it luck, I called it skipping nights out, eating instant noodles, and living in a shoebox apartment for years. But none of that mattered because whenever they needed something, I was the one they called. "Jacob, honey, we're a little behind on the electric bill. Can you help?" "Jake, Adam's having a hard time. Could you just spot him for gas?" "Sweetheart, your father's been so stressed. Could you help with the mortgage, just for a bit?" A bit. Months turned to years. I became the silent safety net, invisible until needed. I still remember the first time I thought it was strange, Thanksgiving last year. I'd covered the entire dinner, the roast, the pies, even the overpriced bottle of wine Dad insisted on. But when it was time for the family photo, they shuffled me off to the side, told me to take the picture. "Come on, Jake," Mom said, waving me back, "just wanted the family." I laughed it off, a little jab, a misunderstanding, that's all. But the little things started piling up. Adam got a brand new SUV for his birthday, a gift from our parents. When I asked why I never got anything close to that, Mom chuckled, "Oh, Jake, you never needed anything. You're so independent." Independent, the polite word for alone. I tried telling myself it didn't matter. I was the older brother, the reliable one. But then came the whispers, the little jokes that twisted like a knife. "He thinks paying a few bills makes him part of the family. He's always throwing money around, but what else does he have?" But the worst was Mom, always there with a smile and a quiet, calculated cruelty. "You know Adam has such a bright future. If only you could be a little more supportive of him." Supportive? I paid his student loans. I covered his rent when he quit his job to find himself. I even co-signed his credit card because he needed to build his credit. And when I tried to pull back, when I mentioned how tight my own finances were getting, Mom's voice would lower, soft and disappointed. "Family is about sacrifice, Jacob. We were always there for you." There for me? I thought of my 27th birthday, the one they all forgot. I thought of the hospital bill I paid when Dad slipped on the icy porch, how they didn't even tell me he was better until 2 weeks later. I thought of the time I had to cancel a trip with friends because Adam called me crying about needing help with rent again. But that Christmas night, standing in the cold, staring at the door they shut in my face, something changed. I wasn't their son, I was their sponsor. I remembered how last summer I paid for the roof repairs because the house was practically falling apart. I remembered how I'd slipped a $500 check into Mom's purse just to help out. And I remembered Adam's face at his birthday party, the one I paid for, beaming, Mom hugging him and saying, "We're so proud of you." Proud of what? His ability to leech off me?